Okay, now, so till last class we have configured the configuration. Today we'll do the consistency run and we'll see either if there is any issue or not in the our configuration. To run the consistency, go to SPRO, go to reference IMC, go to financial accounting, global setting, general, and here it is a consistency run. Double click, make sure that your company code is not in the red color. Otherwise, you'll not be able to post. Search it, IN15, hit enter. So it is in red, maybe 30 currency. Okay, so see here what happened. There will be many ledgers where your company code will be linked. Okay, so you have to delete from all other unnecessary, from all other necessary ledger. So let us go. There is, this is the T code to run the table. You'll understand what is called table. And let me find the table. Finish. Best way to find the table of any T code, I am giving you very simple example. In your career, this comes with experience. So go in that T code. Okay, first of all, in whichever T code table you want to know, go in that T code. Okay, then go to SM12. So what happen, wherever you are in that T code, it get locked in the backend. So go to your user ID and run it. So all this table will automatically appear for that table. Okay, so in whichever T code you are there, so related to this T code, all these are the table. Okay, so these are the table. So finsc ld underscore cmp, take this table. Finsc, this is the one. So I want to see my IN15 is linked with which are the table ledger. Oh my god. So see, my company code is got linked with all these many ledgers. So I have to delete my company code from all this ledger. It will take huge time. But let me delete at least for one company code. Remaining company code I'll delete later. So go to here. My company code is given under this one. Start from here 0C. So come to here. Delete your company code. IN15. Select this one and delete it. Go to US15. Delete it. Don't delete ledger because it is other people are using. So other people ledger don't delete. Better you delete your company code assignment from that particular ledger. So how are you feeling about the training? Yugandhar, let us start from you. Yugandhar, what you are feeling about the training? Do you feel difficult, easy, different?
Hi, sir. Morning. No, sir. I'm not feeling any difficult.
Huh.
In 2015, I have taken the same training for ECC,
Uh-huh.
but comparatively, it is very uh, good, sir. Actually, explaining each and every point. Before I didn't have taken this. Uh, even that time we had a general ledger means like in 2017 document splitting, but
Mhm.
I didn't have training for document splitting. So
Mhm.
they actually is good, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very rare to explain like this. Even I have seen some many people. I heard from friends as well.
Mhm.
But there is no persons like to elaborate every each and every point with clarity. So
Thank you so much. Yeah, Benu, what do you feel about the training? I mean, what any suggestion or anything?
Sir, good morning. So, about training, it is very good, sir, because you are explaining every real-time scenarios. So, no
Uh-huh.
other trainer last time when I joined for ECC,
Mhm.
the trainer never learned about this real-time training.
You are just for pleasing purpose you are telling me, or really you are enjoying that training?
Really, sir, really. No.
Hmm. Then why I'm not getting students? What I'm missing? Tell me some 4 5 negative point so that I can work on it. Benu, tell me
Sir,
4 5 negative point. You tell me, please.
negative point, we don't have any negative points, sir. Because
You are not in
as far as
interview.
no, sir,
You are not in an
uh,
interview. Don't worry.
no, sir, not like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, tell me how. Then how do
No
I
negative
get
points, sir,
more
because
students?
your everything is explaining very in depth, sir. When it comes
Okay.
to any configuration part, explaining each scenarios.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's
I
what
never
I'm
saw this
telling.
type of training, sir. Because I joined your class by seeing your videos. So
Uh-huh.
in the videos also you are explaining very in depth.
Now again, run the consistency. Come back, run it here. Give IN 15, hit enter. No hit. Okay, so there is no consistency. I mean inconsistency now. So we are good now. Now question arises. Let's say all this configuration. In which client you do all this configuration?
Golden
In
client.
which golden client? In development system in golden client. Once your configuration is done, what is next step?
Once our configuration is done, we need to do the unit testing. We will do the master data. After that, we will do the unit testing.
But in which system you'll do unit testing?
If there is a separate system, we will do in the separate
Mhm.
systems, another client.
So why you're not telling that one? What in which client you'll do?
For example, if the golden client is D100,
Hmm?
there will be a separate client in the same server like D110
Hello.
for the unit testing.
Sorry, in which client you'll do? I
Another
missed. In
client,
which
sir.
client you'll do?
In unit testing client,
Yes,
testing client.
client name. Unit test client. So within the development system, you have golden client and you have unit testing client. So in which client you'll do? In unit test client.
Yes, sir.
So
We
what
will
you will
import
do
the
now?
in unit
You
test client.
configured
We
here.
will yes, sir. We will import the
Uh, huh?
TR through SCC1 into unit testing client, sir. Without releasing TR, we can import
Very
the
nice. Yes, yes.
TR to unit testing client, sir. Without releasing. Okay.
Hmm. Yes, yes, yes. One yen. Okay. Now you moved here without releasing the uh, I mean without releasing your task. Okay, fine. It depends again project to project. Okay, it depends completely project to project. But okay, fine. You are telling that you will not release the task and release, and you can move here and not required also to release. Fine. Now your configuration came here. Now what is the next step? Before posting any data in this system, what is the next step you'll do? Let's say you configured here, you moved here, the configuration, what is next?
First, I will check the global currency, sir.
First, what you'll do?
Global currency.
Okay, so you'll check the global currency. Fine. Then what else you'll do?
Next, we'll go to the OBY6 and we'll check all the checkings, whether it is assigned everything or not.
So in shortcut, you are doing the TR checking, right?
Yes, sir.
TR validation you are doing. Either all my changes are moved or not. That's what you are trying to tell, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you checked first step. So let us do in shortcut. It is also cutover activities. Okay. It's not
Yes.
that cutover activities you perform only in the production system. So cutover activities you do. You make sure that all your transport requests are moved properly or not. Okay. Transport request checking or validation. So this is done. Next, what you'll do?
We'll do the master data, sir.
You'll do directly master data creation. Any other thing will not validate. When will you not validate anything? Just validating of TR is okay. Will you not validate anything else? Let's say what master data you want to create.
For example, if
You
we
want
are
to
at
create. Mhm.
GL level, so we are creating the GL master data. We'll create the GL master data.
What else? What else master data?
GL master data, BP,
Okay, come stop BP.
asset
To create
master.
the BP, what else? Asset master. Okay. To create the asset master, what else you need? Will you be able to directly create in unit test client the asset master?
No, sir, we need to do configuration in Golden Client.
Configuration you have already done in the golden client. You moved here. So what else you have to do
Yes.
before creating the master data? To create the asset master data, will you not maintain the number range again in the unit test client?
Oh,
N-
I never saw that, sir. That's why I'm confusion, little confusion.
No problem, no problem. So
So from server
number
to
range have
server,
you heard? Okay,
sir.
so what I told, 1 minute, no problem. Okay, otherwise you please first finish, then I'll take, I'll clarify your doubt. Yeah, please.
As per my understanding, if we move the TR from one to one, from
Uh-huh.
one client to another client in the same system, so I
Mm,
think the number ranges is not required. I am thinking when moving from
okay.
one system to another system, from example from development to
Hmm.
quality, then we should maintain number ranges.
Mm,
As per my understanding, sir.
no problem, no problem. Okay, okay. Anyone else has any other opinion? What else will be doing before even creating the master data? Let's say transactional, sorry, configuration data, you moved from golden client to unit test client. You did the TR validation, and you found that all your config is moved. I'm not going to again confuse you. If not moved, what action you will take, but we'll discuss this later. Let's say all the config is moved. What else you will be doing?
We will
Will you
do
not do?
sanity check,
Yeah,
sanity check,
sanity check.
con
Then
configuration, validation, and number
okay,
ranges creation.
all the manual activities what you have configured during Gondel client, if anything is not saved in the transport request, I have given one sample file. You remember cutover activities file? All those data you have to maintain again in the system manually, whichever are not saved in the golden client in the transport request, everything you have to maintain in the unit test client. All the number ranges, period
Taxes,
opening, closing, tax code. Tax code you can import and export from the transport request also. You want to create the profit center, cost center, you have to again do the profit center hierarchy creation, cost center hierarchy creation. So whatever is not saved in the transport request in this, you have to perform here all the cutover activities or manual activities. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
I have given full list, almost 30, 40 item I have given, which you have to perform in every system as a part of is part of the manual activities or cutover activities. So you have to make sure that all those are done here. If you want to create profit center master data, how can you create without creating the profit center hierarchy? profit center hierarchy, you may export and import. Here you can export, you can import here, or you have to manually create here again, or you can do the data migration. I mean, you can use the LSMW to upload, but somehow you have to create it.
Yes.
So you have to perform all the manual activities. Okay, don't forget this. This is where real-time knowledge is important. If people don't know, if people get confused when you ask this kind of question in interview, because since you have not worked, not be knowing it. Now, when config is available, all the manual activities is performed, then only this unit test client is perfect now. You are wearing the pant, but you don't have zip in your pant. Can you say that pant is ready to use? No. There is leakage in your pant. So it is same. You move the changes here, but you have not done all other basic activities in unit test client. You cannot use it. You cannot use it. So once all these activities you perform, then next you'll create the master data. Now question arises, who will create the master data? Question arises, who will create the master data?
MDM
Business,
team,
sir.
or there is separate team.
Either you are going to create or data migration team is going to create. You are working in, I'm giving example of implementation project. Okay. Support project will have different story, and different project will have different way of working. Assume it is implementation project process. So who will create the master data?
We can
And
also
from
create
who?
the master data. As per my understanding, we can also create the master data, right? If we, like we are doing the configuration
Mhm.
in client, at that time also the master data will be available, or we will transfer the data from legacy
But
system
how
to
will you get the details of the master data? But how will you get the details of the master data?
from the legacy system.
Let's
From
say you
the
want to
LSC.
create one rent,
From the legacy system, you will get the
then how many master data will create? I mean, how many, let's say GL you want to create, how many GL you will create if you want to create?
we will all these we will gather the information from the client, right, sir? Hello,
Let's
hello.
say in the legacy system, some GL is created. Hello?
Yeah.
No. Question, try to understand. Don't hit the gun in the dark. Okay, try to understand here. You want to create the master data from legacy, I understand.
Hmm.
But how many? How many GL from legacy system will bring to S4 system and create it?
So, sir, that is we will do the plan. There is a process called preparation, like which data is
Mm-hmm.
required, which data is not required. In cutover activities, cutover activities are divided into four parts. The first one is
Mm-hmm.
preparation, the second is pre-cutover, the third one is cutover, and the fourth one is post-cutover. In preparation, we will decide
Mm-hmm.
which data is required, need to transfer
Mm-hmm.
from the system to like SAP, and which data is not required, because cutover is the best period to clean all the junk, like which data is not required. So we will make a list.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's
So
my
with
understanding.
whom we'll discuss and make the list?
So this will consultant will decide, sir, as per my understanding. I
But
don't know, sir.
consultant will decide based on their
And
interest, or they will discuss with someone.
yeah, they will discuss with the business. Definitely, they will discuss with the business. Like
They will discuss with business.
they will
Okay,
discuss.
1 minute. They will discuss with business and they
Hmm.
will decide.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah,
question
yeah.
arises, how will you extract the data from
Sorry,
legacy system? How
sorry.
will you extract the data.
How you will track the data?
Hmm.
Mm,
I have 1,000 data. Do you think that all the 1,000 data I can extract one by one, and I have 1,000 field one by one I can create, or one by one? How can I fill in the Excel sheet? Let's say business is telling this 10 data in my legacy is a non-open item management. I want a open item management. They are telling this 10, 100 data, 100 cost, GL master field status group is this. I want this field status group. Will you think that all this you will be able to do? I'm just asking practically. This is what the practically are going to work in real project. What you will do?
Actually, we will prepare the template and provide it to the business respective owners, and they will fill in and send us.
Okay, let's say contract is given to your consulting company only to do everything and make the file ready and give it to them for only validation purpose, to business only for validation purpose. Then what you'll do? What I'm trying to highlight here, in real time, you don't just go create 1 2 GL and start testing everything. In real time, simultaneously your data migration process also go hand in hand. And data migration is equally an big as your whole configuration. That is also one of the challenging tasks in implementation project. So either you'll have separate data migration team, technical team will be there, and you will be working along with them, but data migration process also, or it depends on your project budget. Sometimes they may hire separate consultant who will work on all the data migration object. Otherwise, if you are taking care of GL, then GL related, GL master, GL open item, GL balance, you will be helping to migrate. Who is working in asset related, he will be helping in data migration along with your configuration part and other thing. So you have to work with the data migration team. There is also separate document are there you have to prepare. If you remember in the beginning, I told field mapping document. First, you have to prepare field mapping document. In that, you have to discuss in the beginning of your project, what are the fields required by business to migrate, which are the mandatory field by the business and by the system. There may be some chance that it is required by the system, but not required by business, or required by business, but may not be mandatory in the system. Which field is number, which field is text, which field is what. So all this detail you have to prepare and you have to give to the data migration technical team. They will also decide what tool they will use to extract the data and what tool is will be used to load the data. So in between, a lot of hard work goes on to extract the data, to convert the data, to put in the format which can be loaded in SAP. It's not that easy. And you have to give the logic. You have to give the logic to extract the data. Data migration team will give very simple statement. You have given me garbage. I put the garbage in, you got the garbage out. That's it. If you tell this is not the right, they will tell, let me check in your file what is there. They'll check in the file. They'll tell this is what you have given. I loaded same. So in real time project, data migration go hand in hand. If you don't test in development system, let's say in development system, you will tell that I'll create manual in test. Then when you will test your data migration in quality system directly, or in some system, you have to make sure that my data migration process is also working fine. Because after certain system, you are not supposed to create any data manually. You have to use only the data which is created from data migration. Because in production system, business is going to use data migrated master data first few time at least. You cannot create randomly the master data. You have to use the data which is created from the data migration. Otherwise, what will happen? Today you'll create and use it. But whatever data is created from the data migration, let's say one vendor you manually created, one vendor created from data migration team. And whatever you created is working fine, but when you try to use the data, the vendor number which is created from data migration, not working. Now your business, your manager will come and shout at you. You'll do what, man? This vendor is not working. Means you have not tested by taking the vendor number which was created by the data migration team. Neeraj, you manually posted one vendor invoice. You made the APP run. It worked very fine, but data migration migrated one vendor open items. And when you're running the APP for that particular line item, it is not working fine. What you will do? You're understanding now what I'm trying to tell here?
Yeah, I'm understanding. I'm understanding.
So here in the development system, also you have to do the data migration. Maybe yes, in the development system, you may test with lesser data, because in development system, basically we try to see either our data extraction is coming properly, our tool, whatever tool you are using to load the data, either BAPI, LSMW, BADI, IDOC, LTMC, Fury, whatever tool we are using, we'll try to check different scenario, we'll try to test, we'll make sure that it is working fine or not. We may also create manually also for testing purpose, but at the same time we'll also make sure that we are also creating the data from the data migration team for testing purpose in development system. But
How
we
how
can
we
create
will extract the data,
one,
sir, from legacy?
1 minute, 1 minute. One thing, but let's say you configured everything and data migration team is telling that our tool is still not ready, you have not built, then in that time you can create yourself also master data. But you have to also make sure that your data migration tool and extraction everything is working fine. That also you have to simultaneously check, because in some system in the future you are not going to create any data manually. All the data you have to use what is created by the data migration team, maybe in the quality system or pre-production system. But since sometime what happened, data migration tool is not working, it is initial phase, but your testing is getting hampered, your FUT has some deadline, you can create master data yourself. But you don't create randomly, you refer the legacy system. Based on that, you can create one of the master data. Let's say you want one GL, 2 GL you want to post some accounting entry. So you can create 2 GL manually rather than waiting for the data migration team. But it doesn't mean that data migration team will not create the master data in the development system. They have to also test it in the development system. Either extraction data is correct or not, loading tool are working fine or not as per business requirement. Okay. Yeah, coming
So,
back to your question. Yeah.
so Hari
Yeah,
sir,
Neeraj.
they will like from the legacy system. Suppose I need GL master, vendor master, customer master in development system. So
Mhm.
I will migrate the data like I means data migration team will
Mhm.
migrate the data that this master data from legacy system to in development, right, sir? That is my
Mhm.
understanding. Correct me.
Correct.
Through
Correct.
system
But how they will know? They are just a buffer. They don't know what is called GL master. In GL master, which are the asset, which are the liability, which are the mandatory, which are not mandatory, which is what is the right
development.
field status variant, what is, so that you have to tell them.
Yeah, that is what we will do in preparation. Like I told you, in preparation phase, we will discuss with the business like which data is required, and also we will try to understand which is required, which is not required. So
Hmm.
we will make a list and we will pass to the developer.
Hmm.
That is my understanding.
Yeah, that's correct understanding.
Yeah.
Okay, now coming back to extraction tool. So there are many extraction tools are there depending on the what is your legacy system. Sometime you can use macro also. You can use BODS. You can use CNT. So there are many tools are there which you can use manually. Also, you can extract the data. Okay, who asked? Somebody asked, right? So these are the some tools very famous are used to extract the data. Okay. Hello. Somebody asked, right?
And
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
clear?
And after extraction, we will do the validation on that data, what
So
required.
whatever data came, you have to whoever extracting the data, you have to tell them in which format you need the data, in how many column you need the data. So everything they will do the transformation. Okay, they will do the transformation based on your requirement. Then you have to validate it. You have to compare with the legacy system and yes for and extracted the data. And if it is okay, then sometime you can ask again load team to load, or you can load, or many a time it goes for the business validation. You have to send that to business to validate. When they give the sign up, then only you have to load. Once you load again, you have to extract the data again, validate again, send for business sign up. Okay.
Is there any standard note or from SAP or something that we can refer so that what GL needs to be like let's say for balance sheet GLs, all the balance sheet GLs, these are required, these are not required.
No. It is
Yeah.
completely based on business.
Okay. When business say that you have to look into this one.
It is completely based on the business requirement, because for some business it may be optional, it may be required. So SAP cannot uh, give any comment on this kind of thing. Okay, because it differs business to business. So you have to discuss with your business. You have to make sure what they need, what they don't need. Okay.
But when business sometimes they don't know the
Hmm.
users from the business side
Hmm.
what needs to be required. Let's say for open item management for particular GL, they want to keep it as open item or not. Then
Hmm.
they will ask directly to us. You are consultant. You have to suggest us.
That is very good question. In that scenario, you understand that gel is used for what reason, and accordingly you take decision. Okay.
Okay.
Then you have to take decision. Let's say GRI or GL should always tick balance in local currency, and it should have post automatic tick, right? Or any BSX GL must have post automatically tick. Now you have to know that SAP will not allow if I don't tick post automatic while posting. So you as a consultant have to know. You consultant have to know that open item management you cannot tick for the PNL GL, correct?
Yeah.
So that you have to know. So something which is restriction from the see something system will restrict. SAP itself will restrict. Something you have to take decision. Something client should also take decision. Okay. Okay, no.
Okay.
So then only once your master data simultaneously testing should be going on. Not only master data, simultaneously transactional data testing will also go. It's part of the data migration. But since it is a unit test client, you can create your own master data. Okay. And you can do the testing. Now what you will test, that is the next question. Let's say you got the master data also. Either you created, few data migration team created, you got the master data. Now how will you test? What you will test? Who will decide that what you have to test and what is the expected result? Hmm? You're telling I posted FB50. What is the output? What is the input? Who asked you to give that information? Sometime you're entering cost center, sometime you are entering WBS, sometime you are entering internal order. Who is telling that you to enter different data? And what you're
So
validating is a part of output. Yeah.
so from business, we will ask them what are the transaction costs they are performing, sir.
Okay.
So based on the document types, so what are the key fields we need to enter and what are the reference document types we'll take from
Okay.
the business.
Good. Any other opinion on this? You don't test randomly in your in real project, right? You have something, some target you have. I mean, something you're visualizing that the purpose of this testing is this. But what who is confirming that visualization part, output part? On what basis you will tell, okay, what I tested is absolutely fine. Hmm? So you have to prepare the test cases here. There will be L1, L2, L3, L4 kind of test case you have to prepare. You have to finalize first test scenarios. What are the scenario you have to test at broader level? Then for each scenario, what are the steps you have to write? After writing all this, you have to send to the business for their validation, their sign up. Then based on that test scenario and test step, you have to follow same step, you have to test it. Because tomorrow same step will be followed by business also for UAT time. So whatever step you have written, whatever scenario you have written, make sure that all are working fine. You tested it is working fine. When business is trying to test same scenario by following same step, if it is not working fine, it is defect. Question arises, all the scenario are covering or not. So you don't randomly test it.
Hari sir, like you told, like test cases we have to prepare. We have to prepare the test cases before performing the unit testing, and we'll get signed from business user, right?
Correct.
And also from the manager, like our hierarchy.
Our manager can just review it. Ultimately, business has to give the sign off.
Okay, okay. After once it is get sign off, then we will do the testing in UAT.
See,
Sorry.
you can test anything before taking the sign up. But that is not the valid.
Okay, okay,
Till the
okay.
time what business give the test cases or what you
Hmm,
have prepared and given to them, they will
hmm,
have some addition, deletion.
hmm.
That is the valid document.
Okay. So like we will
Remaining,
prepare that. Yeah, sorry.
one
You
minute.
go.
Remaining all whatever you post, blah thing, that is for your learning purpose.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay,
But what business given the test cases, test step, that is working or not. Lot
okay.
more thing is working, but APP is not working.
Hmm.
In APP, vendor, foreign vendor is not working. But foreign vendor is required for the business. That is there in the test case. That should work. Okay. So what is included as part of test scenario and test system, that must work.
Okay, okay, sir. So
Okay,
like
na?
we can also, so after unit testing also, like suppose I did the FB50 or FB60, I tested unit testing, I did. Then I will
Hmm.
make a test cases and I will get sign, like everything is fine. I will get sign off, like get sign off from the.
See, whatever you want to test, that is doesn't matter. That's what I'm telling. See, before
Mm,
taking the test scenario in the business, you do whatever you want to play. There is no problem. Okay. Let's say it doesn't mean that till the time business give the test case sign up, you should not post any. You can post it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But question arises, whatever you have posted should comply based on what you have agreed with the business, that I'll be testing this scenario and these are the step I'll be following. This is the input and this is the expected result. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay. And one more thing is same test cases they will use while doing UAT, user
Yes.
acceptance. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes.
Hari sir, I have a question here. is that
Huh.
how we will identify like what are the cases that we need to test.
Based on what you have configured.
Okay.
You configure, right? Something
Yes.
to achieve something you would have configured, right? So that achievement you have to test now.
Okay.
And few things you'll understand once you become little more experienced. Okay, once you learn SAP, right, after 1 month 2 months you'll realize what are the things you have to really test.
Okay.
Okay, na? So now test scenario you prepared, test steps you prepared, you get the sign up, then you have to upload those test cases and test scenario in certain tool. You can use Jira, you can use Solman, you can use Qtest, you can use ALM, HPQC. All these tools are available in the market where you will upload them. And once you test, you go and you have to capture the step by step in the Word file. And you have to upload that first test scenario is passed or fail. You have to upload the proof also that you have tested it is successful. Sometimes positive and negative both you have to test. Let's say you are telling that for this document type only Neeraj should be able to post. So when Neeraj user ID is getting posted, it is positive. Other than Neeraj, when let's say Abhishek is trying to post, it is getting fail. That is negative. Okay, so positive both the negative testing you have to test it sometime. And you have to take the proper screenshot and to attach wherever test cases you have uploaded. In that test cases these days it is more difficult. Either you have to test from Fiori or GUI, that also you have to write. Many a client these days, anything you're testing from GUI will not be valid. Everything you have to test from the Fiori only. Okay. Okay. Don't get confused. We'll see tomorrow. Huh? Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah. Bye bye.